Welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Now, today I want to talk about that shooting in Buffalo again. But we're going to talk about something a little different. The people you see here are the 10 people that were gunned down by that white supremacist asshole. 10 people that should be here today, but they're not. But if you listen to the media, and even the president today, you would think it was caused by mental health. You would think the shooting in Buffalo over the weekend was a mental health issue. That's what the media wants you to believe. That's what the left and the right politically want you to believe. Because we don't want to deal with the actual fact. We don't want to deal with the fact that the entire cause of the shooting in Buffalo that took the lives of these 10 people was white supremacy. There is no other reason. There's no other explanation. It is what it is. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a damn duck. The problem is we don't want to deal with racism. We don't want to deal with white supremacy. Neither the left or the right want to bother with it. The right because they're scared they're going to lose voters. The left because they feel they're going to alienate independent voters. Even President Joe Biden was talking about it being a mental health problem, how we need to focus on mental health. And yes, we do need better mental health in this country. We do. But this shooting had nothing to do with it. And how do we deal with white supremacy? The best way to fight white supremacy is education. And explaining to people that things like CRT, no matter how much Tucker Carlson and Fox News, OAN, and Newsmax tell you, is not taught in K through 12. Give me a break. We call that history anyway. But CRT is a law school level course or theory discussed within the law and the laws that we have in this country and have had in this country. It is not something we're going to be teaching your kindergartner or your fifth grader or even your senior in high school. Because their ability to understand that shit, it's nil. It ain't happening. It's complex. I have studied social sciences for almost 15 plus years. And trying to read some of it, no. I had to go through and speak to my lawyer friend about what half the shit meant. But the one thing you don't see them banning, though, is this theory that Tucker Carlson has been pushing almost every single day on his show. The Great Replacement Theory, also known to some as white replacement theory. The whole idea that white people are being replaced by an enclave of Jewish and black people. Is there a reason in this country, though, why you're so afraid to become a minority? Is there something about being a minority that scares white people? Do you get some kind of privilege for being white? Do minorities get treated differently? Less fairly, maybe? Is that what you're concerned about? Because it sure seems like it. And I'm not joking. I understand, even though I am a poor, disabled individual. I still understand as a white person, just because of the color of my skin, that I have some privileges that others don't have. And until other Americans can understand that, we're going to have a problem. I have a lot of people who are like, well, I'm white. I didn't get any privileges. Are you followed through every grocery store you go to? Are you racially profiled and accosted by officers? In New York City, were you stopped and frisked simply because of the color of your skin? No, you weren't. Did you have STD um, test forced on you? No, you didn't. Did you have crack cocaine introduced into your neighborhoods by the government to see what it would do? No, you didn't. I can tell you one thing that never things that don't happen to me. I remember rolling a stop sign directly in front of a police officer when I was a teenager. You want to know what didn't happen? They didn't bum rush my car screaming for me to put my hands up. In fact, they kept driving. I've accidentally run red lights. I remember one where I slid through a red light in front of a squad car. Did they rush my car? No. Did they pull me over? No. The times I have been pulled over, I've been treated very respectfully. I've never once had an officer rush my car, screaming, "Put your hands up! Put your hands up!" with their gun out. To this point, I have not been treated differently at the doctor than my peers. But did you know that people of color, especially women who are people of color, get treated differently at the doctor's office simply because they're black? I'm not making any of this up. It's all real. But the fact is, the reason the media and the politicians are pushing mental health, is for one reason and one reason only. Because they don't want to deal with the fact that we have a problem with white supremacy in this country. White nationalism will be the fall of our republic. And believe it or not, this goes far back into our history. And it even plays a part in the draft opinion that was leaked from the Supreme Court. If you read it, if you read Amy Coney Barrett's connection of it, part of it anyway, we have a problem with low birth rates among Anglo Americans. Yeah. So the white supremacy goes as far as the Supreme Court and Amy Coney Barrett. So stop talking about this shooting as if it was caused by mental health. Stop stigmatizing people that are mentally ill. Because the more you stigmatize people, the less help they're going to get. Sure, are some mass shootings caused by people that are mentally ill? I'm sure they are. But most of the time, they're not. In most cases, they are performed by people who just want to kill people. And sometimes you don't have to be crazy to do that. I have my issues. I've never once decided I was going to take a gun and go shoot up a store. Not once. I know people with mental illness. They haven't once considered going to a grocery store and shooting it up. Themselves, sure. Grocery stores, malls, schools, no. Now I'm going to set this video to monetize. If YouTube allows it to monetize, great. If not, or if not, that's fine too. But if I make anything on this video and I ever actually get a check from YouTube, because I have to get back to $100 again, I will donate the proceeds from this video to at least some organization that fights white supremacy. So get this video out there, let people see it, share it, retweet it, whatever. Wherever you see it, please just share this video. Let's get the numbers up on it, and let's try to raise some money for people. Let's try to fight racism where it is. Let's try and stamp it out. I'm not naive to think that it's an easy job. I'm not naive enough to think that you're ever going to get rid of all hateful people. But I think the first thing we need to do is stop this fight to block teaching history. If you blocking people from learning the history of people of color in this country and the strife and struggle that they've gone through, all for the sake of trying to protect white kids' feelings, it leads to just what we saw over the weekend. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you down the road.